Today we're talking about Seikos, but not vintage. I'm sorry.
No.
I know you're gonna be sad. But I wanted to really talk about some of the hottest models that have released this year. Everything from athlete tie-ins to movie collabs and everything in between. And we're gonna save the best for last. This might be the most overhyped Seiko of the year, but it could also be my favorite. Not gonna lie.
It could.
So welcome to another episode of 0 to 60. I'm Lex Barrero.
And I'm Tony.
And we're gonna talk Seikos today. Before we get started, our usual wrist check. What you have on today?
This is a good old green dial, Seiko chronograph. This is a 7T32 8820. It's from like 1988 or something.
Let me tell you, I love that bracelet.
It's different.
It doesn't get enough credit, but that bracelet is hot.
Yeah, it's hot. I mean, it's definitely really scratched up, as you can see. But you know, I got
it on. The green dial, the two-tone, and that bracelet looks like a bunch of T-bones together.
Yeah.
That's
It's something that that it spoke to me. You know, I don't care about the scratches and stuff. It's super old. It's from '88. So I cleaned her up and I threw a new battery in her, jumped the time, and
bang,
ready to go. What about you?
I got this GMT 1675. I just picked up from Adam at Menta Watches. I just love these GMTs.
Yeah.
First of all, GMT Rolex are probably my favorite model.
Yeah, I can agree.
I know that everybody always wasn't the Daytona and you know, but to me the GMT models are beautiful. This Pepsi, to me, the way the dial, the bezel, I mean everything about this watch to me is perfection. So I had to wear it today. Plus this weekend, check me out, right? Because everybody's going back to school.
Yeah.
I went to Dolphin Mall. I hadn't been to Dolphin Mall. If you're not from Miami, let me explain to you Dolphin Mall. Dolphin Mall is the place you go to when you're a tourist and you come to Miami because everything is outlets.
Yeah.
I hadn't been there, but I grew up going to Dolphin Mall.
Dolphin was a spot.
Yo, it was down the street from my house. I used to get popping.
I used to go to the Fridays there. I used to love
Fridays, popping. Yeah. You know what I mean? I got my first kiss at Dolphin Mall. Just saying it. That place it holds a special place in my heart.
It holds history.
But the thing was, I went to Polo, right?
Oh.
And all of a sudden, it's like in the back, I just heard Kanye. Bum, 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 bum,
You're like,
I
gotta buy a watch.
No, I said, I'm gonna go buy a bunch of Polo. I'm gonna bring Polo back. So I got me a little Polo tee.
I love the Polo.
I got a little Polo pants. And I had to put the boots. So I'm like, yo, the GMT.
I respect it. These are nice.
You know, this is a little Polo bear. You know what I mean? I had to do it for them.
It kind of looks like me.
It's
only missing a Seiko.
This is I'm not gonna wear this the whole episode. This is play right here. This is that
you know what will
swag.
go great with that?
That's
if you're wearing
swag.
a green dial Seiko. I mean, I'm
Here
sorry, an orange dial Seiko.
Why are you gonna trash my GMT today?
No. But you have the orange Seiko, the SB,
you know
whatever number that is.
You should give me that one. We should switch. You know what I mean?
But no, it gotta be orange. This matches the green. You know, that guy kind of looks like me.
This matches the colorway, brother. But we're gonna get into the video.
All right, let's do it.
Can we get into the video?
Let's do it.
All right. So the reason why I wanted to talk about modern Seikos with you, there's something beautiful about shopping for vintage, right? I think we've all gotten into it. Obviously, we're both wearing vintage watches. But there's something beautiful about opening the brand new box and getting your name on the card and being able to build your own story with the watch.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right? I think that's the appeal of buying a new watch and putting it. So I want to talk about some new models that people can actually go to store. I mean, some of these are rare. You're still going to have to shop them around. But you can, for the most part, go to the store and cop some of these.
Okay, so these are collabs, right?
These are some collabs, some other things. But, you know, again, just watches that I think Seiko delivered on that could be great pickups for a first-time buyer.
Seiko always delivers.
You know, shout out to the Japanese. We have some athlete collabs, some movie collabs, and some things in between.
Okay.
So why don't you kick us off?
Alrighty. So to kick it off, we have the Seiko Shohei Ohtani Prospex GMT. And beautiful watch. It's, you know, powered by a 6R54 automatic GMT. It's 42 millimeter, so it is a little thick.
It's also 12.9 millimeter thick.
Yeah,
it's thick.
Yeah, and the lugs.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And the lugs are sitting at 48 millimeters, so it is a wide lugged watch. But it says that it won't overpower your wrist. I have to personally see this watch and try it on in person. But I love the stuff that they did with the dial.
The color combination is great, right? And I think for anybody who says, okay, like I love subs and I'm looking for great, you know, obviously there's a lot of brands, but we love Seiko here for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason they last long and the reason we're having a vintage Seiko store is because they maintain their quality over time. And I think for me, this watch, if you're a Dodgers fan, bam.
It'll be super cool.
If you like blue on a watch like I do, bang.
Ready to go.
This is a really great watch, a great pickup. Only thing I would say is the size for me is a little much.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is also not a starter watch. This is not $120. Like, you're talking about $2,100.
It's an expensive watch.
But you are getting, his signature on the band. You are getting the color combination. You are getting the fact that, he is one of Japan's, if not the biggest Japanese baseball, player of all time.
Yeah.
Not only to mention he's a baller because he got a big ass contract from the Dodgers.
Of course.
So
and a check from Seiko.
And a check from Seiko and so many other brands. I mean, you go to Japan, he is God.
You already know.
So you get to be a little bit of like a Japanese guy when you put that on. It is one of my favorites.
Yeah, automatic 3-day power reserve.
Beautiful.
Like you put it down, it's gonna 2-3 days later, it's gonna keep time.
That
like,
on a 39 for me.
Oof, I would have bought it.
I would have bought it too.
I would have bought it already for sure.
All right, next up we have little Seiko Pepsi. But here's the thing, Seiko does it better than Rolex because Rolex said we're gonna call this a Pepsi, not actually a collaboration with Pepsi, dog.
Yeah.
You drinking Pepsi, boom, you got a Seiko.
You can't walk into Rolex and be like, oh, can you see the Pepsi? They'll be like, oh, sir, that is the GMT. Like, they'll get into the specifics. You can't nickname it.
It's a thing a lot of people don't know about the Rolex nicknames. You can't go into the store and you can say that. And if the guy's cool, he might let it slide, but they're not allowed to.
Yeah, correct you. They go to Starbucks. Actually.
Yeah, they'll actually tell you the reference number and tell you the color on it because they're not allowed to because the brand doesn't actually call them that. Well, Seiko said, we're going to take advantage of that and we're actually going to make...
Call Pepsi.
We're actually going to make a collaboration with Pepsi.
Yeah.
So they made a Pepsi that's actually a collaboration with Pepsi.
Yeah.
Can we just say that? Pepsi with collaboration with Pepsi.
That's it. It's like...
And you ask us why we love Seikos. Because they thought of everything. These guys are genius. They said, oh, Pepsi? Why not bring Pepsi?
Yeah.
So, back to this.
That's definitely a beautiful piece. I prefer the black one.
Me too.
That's nice. Even though both of the color combinations are really cool. I love how they use the Pepsi logo in the back of the watch. It's one of those that if you're like, oh, it says Pepsi on it.
Yeah.
So it's a GMT. You can't go wrong.
I love me some GMTs.
Again, we're back to it being a little thick. This is actually 13.6 millimeters high.
I have a question, right? So
it
you're like such a Seiko master. I found it really, and we talked about this in the last video.
Yeah.
I found it really crazy how Seiko doesn't care about the rules.
No.
Like, meaning they don't care about trends, right? Like, big watches are not in.
No.
People are wearing 39s, 36s, like, tops 40. Like, people are not, like...
I'm avoiding anything over 40.
It has to be a very specific watch for you to go, like, above that, right?
Yeah.
But Seiko said, nah, we're going to give you a GMT and it's going to be like this.
That's true.
We're going to, try different case sizes, case designs. And I find that really interesting because my question is the person buying a 42 millimeter Seiko a mega Seiko follower? Or is that a first time guy who's walking in and just doesn't know what the trend is and saying, yo, this is great, it's a Pepsi? Because if you compare it to a Rolex, next to it, I mean, it's going to be massive.
Yeah, it's gonna tower over it. I mean, I think that's the beautiful thing about Seiko. You have the guys that are Seiko aficionados, and you have the guy that doesn't really know much about watches, and he walks into the mall and says, hey, let me check out this Seiko. Everybody's heard of the name Seiko. Yeah. So if it's like your first watch and you walk in, if you could snag this watch for under $500, good luck finding it. But at the time, like under $400, $500, and you're getting honestly a workhorse. Like, this thing is never gonna fail. You could pass this down to your grandkids. I'm pretty sure I'm wearing somebody's great grandfather's watch that passed away. Like that's the thing.
So I do like this. Again, the dial, clean matte black, has oversized looms. It's just a great watch, honestly.
It is.
The size is the only thing for me, again, that continues to bother me, but
a lot of people don't mind the 42, bro. Like,
a lot of people got like big ass wrists, massive wrists. All right, well, this Pepsi is, again, another great pickup if you're looking for something special that actually has Pepsi, a collaboration on it. I think this is good.
That's a good one.
This particular watch, I'm not gonna lie, I mess with. Like if I had to buy one out of what we've spoken about, I generally like this watch.
That's the monster.
Yeah.
That is the monster.
It's big.
That's a big boy.
It's a big boy, but look at this. Look at the green dial. Look at this dial.
Yeah, I definitely rock that. That's our colors right there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if we would collaborate with Seiko, I would kind of go for something like this: the orange green. I like the texture of.
That's all you.
Oh, that's me all day for sure. For sure. No. I really love, and it comes in 3 different dials. Is that? Yeah, it comes in 3 different dials.
It comes with a black, a green, and a gold.
It's the Seiko Kentaro Yoshida Monster. Now, obviously, there's massive collectors who collect just Monster Seikos.
Yeah.
Again, another big watch.
Yes.
But I will say that the variations of this watch caught my attention.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit more about this one.
I mean, this one is sitting at 42.4 millimeter. We have a 4R36 automatic, hand winding, day date at 3. The watch speaks for itself. It's a really nice looking watch. It is tall. It's a 13 millimeters tall. But that's what you're gonna get with that. They have 3 different dial options. It's shipped out with a stainless bracelet. So if you want to swap it out, I'm pretty sure they do provide with other.
By the way, that's something I really like about Seiko. A lot of their watches bring 2 bands.
Yeah.
A lot of their watches give you the option to, give the watch versatility.
Yeah.
Which I think we should do with vintage watches. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, not with that one, because I don't know what else you can find a bracelet for that one.
There's
but
a couple.
Few, the ones that have not integrated.
Yep.
What would you guys think if we come up with, some bands for our watches? Leave in the comments. Tell us what you guys think. But I think that's pretty good. I know a lot of people sell bands and stuff, but
I mean, we put new bands. Like 9 out of 10 times we put new bands.
But I think it'd be cool to maybe get a little extra band.
We could.
A little extra $20. But
yeah.
I'm trying to get you guys some discounts over here from my man. So I'm just, play along, tag us, tell your friends. 0 to 60 supply is where it's at.
Whoever bought the first chronograph, 7T32, the gold one, I have your factory dial. So I mean, that you have the factory dial, the factory bracelet. So if you want, DM me. I'll send you the original gold bracelet.
That's so nice.
So I have it sitting there. I want it to be a hoarder.
Good customer service.
Yeah.
Not like walking into AP and they treat you like crap.
Treat you like you ain't got it.
Yeah, man.
I walk in there with a Seiko and buy the store. Is that how you feel?
Damn. I want to really talk about this actually. Now that we're getting into the conversation, because we don't really ever talk about anything negative. But I find that buying a watch in 2025 has become like playing chess, man.
Yeah.
It's low key not an amazing experience most of the time. And
most of the time.
And this is coming from someone who has the ability to purchase most watches on the market. I enjoy, and I do have certain people at certain stores that I enjoy going, and the experience feels honest and feels real. Mind you, I'm not dumb, I'm not blind. I understand this is a business. They're there to make money. They're salesmen. They make money based on commission. So I'm not by any chance thinking these people are my best friends.
I couldn't tell.
My best of friends. But I will say there's a couple of ADs and boutiques that you walk in and it's this like this lack of just like great customer service, of care, of relationship building.
Yeah.
And it's become extremely hard. And that's honestly part of the reason why I love the fact that we're taking really good care of the customer service at the store.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that we're looking into ideas of what else to do. It's another reason why I love, looking for vintage watches with Adam, because you really feel like you're being educated and not like somebody's just trying to sell you a watch for the sake of watch. That's the truth. So shout out to all the good ADs and secondary dealers that really have great customer service, that don't treat you like, you're just a dollar sign, but actually want to build. Yeah, I agree with that. And to the ones that are not, F you, man. But make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and bump that. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Pembroke Pines Mall, you walk in there, like, if you go to buy, they're gonna sell stuff to you. For some reason, everybody that's there is nice. Like you walk in, there's a boutique that has like a couple different like
watches and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. Like I was like, oh, but we have this guy, and if you buy this one, I'll give you this one. And I was like, oh,
Wait,
no,
but
you're
this
too
is
nice.
Like,
Like,
this is
you're
like
too nice.
major brands?
No, just small brands. Like they have like Hugo Boss. They have
okay.
like, you know, different like.
That's because they struggled to sell it.
That's what I'm saying. And it was the Invictus. The Invictus Invicta has the nicest people.
I would too.
You
if I
will
was
take
trying to
8
sell
watches for $20.
Well, they'll sell you the whole story if you take
that's
it.
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a reason why I buy watches internationally, you know, because I do find that when I travel to Turks or Germany or Sweden, like just different places, while they have the major collectors and obviously everybody's trying to buy, there's a sense of respect to the art of saying like, you're still a customer. I might not get you today. I might not have the watch that you want today. But the truth is, if you walked in here, you might have the potential of buying a watch once I'm going to treat you. Or if not, you might be saving up to buy your first watch.
That's very true.
And to me, that's honestly, if I'm a retailer or if I am a salesperson, yes, I got to look for the major collectors who are going to grow with me.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking to give the first watch to that guy who's been working really hard to buy it for his kids.
That experience is so important to like a watch goer. Like, bro, the fact that to walk in and you're going to drop 10 grand, 15 grand, 30, whatever it is, on a watch, and it's like such a great moment, and you walk in and you're ready to make that purchase, and that person just treats you like, why? Because I'm wearing a t-shirt and some shorts, or because I have tattoos, or like, what is it? I don't get it. But you know something, I had a great experience in Germany with a guy named Philip, and his way of dealing with like the way he talked to me about the watches, even the ones that were not available, just was really great. And then he gave me this awesome idea, right? That maybe something that we should get into, and maybe we find something. But he said, I bought a watch the year my daughter was born, and I put it in a safe. I'm gonna give it to her her 18th birthday, and it'll by then be a vintage watch, but it'll be her birth year watch. Wow.
And I thought, like, how amazing. Like, I got to figure out, you know, like, obviously my daughter now has 2.5 years, but if I could find a watch from that time that is still new, you know, I'm going to buy one. And it doesn't even have to be a big brand. It could be something like Seikos.
Seiko. Yeah.
But such a great tradition if you love watches and you buy a watch and you say, hey, I'm going to hold this. Because again, by the time your kid's 18 years old, if you put that in the safe, the one thing he did say though, he was like, yo, every time I open my safe, I'm like, I want to put it on. Which I understand.
Yeah,
but
you see, that's a nice thing for you to do. You see, I can't do that.
You're going to wear it.
No, I got too many kids. You know how many watches I have to buy?
Yeah.
No. I'll get them quarters from their year. I'll save them a quarter. Damn, there you go. That's from the year you were born.
So glad I'm not your son or your daughter.
If there was just one, you'd be super spoiled. All 6 of them are spoiled, and it's 6 of them.
That's what happens when you have a full football team.
Yeah, explains why I'm not wearing a Rolex. I'm talking because I love my Seikos. I have a Rolex too.
There you go. So let's talk about this Seiko.
Yes.
This one is the initial.
One of my favorites. Sorry. Is it? Yeah, I mean, this is the AE86. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay. It's a good one.
So I'm gonna let you talk to. I'm not gonna intervene.
Listen.
Why am I introducing your favorite watch?
I have a lot of favorites. You already know I'm a watch whore. You know,
we talked about this last episode. You're cheating on your watches.
Yes. This is the initial D, AE86. So this is like marking the 30 years of the initial D. It's like the drifting culture. So this is like, you know, big Tokyo drift. You know, I love that car stuff. So
how was it?
E-brake, rip, and then you just.
Yeah, you know that ever since I learned how to drive stick again.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't driven it.
Yeah, you're rusty. You're rusty.
I was a little rusty, but I picked it up pretty quick.
Quick in one session.
You know, but I'd be at the airport, right, going. Yeah, I've been doing this sound. Yeah. So that's how I get myself into the mindset of driving.
Listen,
that's like what you were doing today, right before the clutch of the car flipped out.
That was very sad. I wasn't drifting that. I'll tell you that. I'm not gonna jump in that 79 and drift it. But.
What we're talking about Seikos, right? And we'll get right back into this one. I decided that it was time to, you know, love my passion and start acquiring some vintage Porsches. Here's a note to everybody who's listening and loves Porsches. Buy one. Because just one is enough of a headache. every single time we take the car out, some breaks.
Yeah,
Okay?
and it's not like we abuse the cars. Like it's driven
Why?
normal. It's soft, driven. Like barely ever get on the
Why?
cars. Like,
I don't
and
get
it's
it.
just always breaking. But
Yeah.
buy watches, not Porsches. If you buy a Porsche, buy one.
Buy one.
And potentially a new one.
We're gonna do another video actually just about cars.
Yeah.
Just about Porsches.
All right.
Coming soon.
Tune in.
So tell me more about your favorite watch. That's also your favorite of your favorite.
Yeah,
of all
yeah.
your favorites.
But this one's because I love the drifting culture.
Yeah.
So this is like it resembles, you know, a lot of people say the Daytona and stuff. It's 41 millimeter. It's on the thinner side. It's 12 millimeters thin. Not super thin, but it's the dial. The dial, like, come on, what are we talking about? And their movement, the AT63, is a great movement. You know, it's a solid watch. It's definitely a solid watch. If any of you want to make a nice gift, go ahead and find one of those D series and send them our way.
Like OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You know, they can like tip.
It's gonna be only bands.
I think it's meant to resemble a road and the sky. That's what it looks like to me when I see this dial. You know what I mean? Like you're on the road to heaven. But hopefully not to heaven, because, you know, maybe some other kind of heaven. But that's what I think it resembles. Now you see it. Now you can't.
Yeah, now I see it. Now I see it.
I'm just trying to tell you guys, this is what I do. I visualize.
Sure. That's nice.
Yeah, this is double.
Side note,
Oh, wow.
for those of you that don't know what an AE86 is, it's a Toyota. It's a 1986 Toyota Corolla. So they're big on drifting out there in Japan. So that's like, if you have, obviously they have different years. It's like the chassis code. So the AE86 is a rear-wheel drive Toyota. It gets sideways pretty nice. So they're really popular for drifting.
So talking about cars,
Yes.
the next one up we have is the Seiko Datsun. Of course, is the Seiko Prospex Speedtimer collection. Now, again, another collaboration.
Yeah.
And now, before we jump into this one, I got a question about collaboration. Do you love them or hate them?
I love them. Some.
I love and hate.
Okay.
Can I tell you why?
Why?
Because while I love the idea of two companies together getting together,
Okay.
I don't love when a company does so much collaborations you don't really know anymore, like why it's meaningful. You don't have a story behind it, right?
Yeah.
And so I will say this about Seiko. If you go on Seiko.com, almost every other quarter there's a new collaboration.
Yes.
And to me, it almost feels like a stretch to speak to a lot of demos,
Yeah.
but it doesn't allow you, and I think it doesn't even allow Seiko the time needed to build up a collaboration and be hype enough for you and I to be like, I can't wait to get that Datsun Seiko. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, while I love the collaborations they do, and they really have integrated the collaborations like this watch,
Yeah.
you know, that comes in obviously it's a whole collection, and it comes both in black, it comes on the steel bracelet, there's a different model that comes on the leather bracelet.
Yeah, some of them are Chrono, and the other one's a diver. Pretty cool.
But again, did you hear about this collaboration?
No, I didn't. But I guarantee you, if you were a Datsun like freak and you love the Datsun's a Nissan. You know, again, they're used for drifting and driving. Some people swap the engines. But I feel like what Seiko does with that does really well is that they do good storytelling. So it's like, even if they were to like water it down, right?
But how does that do storytelling? You're a Seiko freak. Like you love Seiko.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about this collaboration. My whole point with the collaborations that Seiko does is this. I think they execute the packaging and the idea of the color combinations or the design because they really do think about their design. The problem is way too many collaborations.
Yeah, so many that it's like, why is this one special?
You do not, and then also too, mind you, Seiko does collaborations sometimes per regions as well.
Yeah, they do.
So like we
you
were
don't
doing
see some of this stuff here.
Last video we did Japan only, right? And then they have, so it makes it really hard to follow collecting the brand because you have, I mean, you would have to be buying a new Seiko all the time in order to have like the creme de la creme of Seikos. Because it's just so much mass release.
That's the problem I'm having right now. So many watches that I have and I just can't. It's too much.
These cases range from 41 to 42.5 millimeter, all stainless steel with 100 millimeter water resistance, sapphire crystal, and a solid bracelet. The bezel carries a tachometer scales white dial, mixed period correct racing stripes, sunburst finishes, and applied indices that nod to the 70s Seikos Chronos. Yeah, $800 is a lot, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is nice, but $800.
Which one out of the three would be your choice? If you were to pick
the black
one.
and steel bracelet.
The black and steel. That would be my choice too.
I don't remember, like, there's not a lot of watches with black and steel.
No.
You know, like there's Vintage Cartier has a few, but very, very rare to see the black and steel.
I'd probably buy the black and steel, knock the band off, and put a black rubber band or like a leather band, or even a red band.
A red band would be
a red band would be
a red like, you know, driver style band.
Yes, yeah, like a sporty red band. That would be amazing.
Would you buy a Datsun?
I would love a Datsun.
Yeah.
Anything that has an engine and rear wheels that I could put sideways.
I'm not gonna lie. I want a Fiat, you know, like drifting, not a Fiat, a Fiat rally car.
Oh yeah.
Right. I have a few models I've been looking, but bro, some of them are crazy expensive.
Yeah,
like,
with all your Porsches already.
Actually, I don't want nothing.
No, we don't want to buy.
I don't want nothing.
A Toyota Corolla, brand new.
Hell no. No disrespect to anybody with the Toyota Corolla, but I'm not getting a Toyota Corolla.
No, I mean, listen, I get it. It was my first car. No,
my first car.
I'm talking shit. It was not my first car.
My first car was a Mazda 626. This car didn't have a windshield wiper.
Oh, you thought you were the boss though. You were the man in that thing.
But check this out. When it rained, because we lived in Miami, I put out a towel and I was drying it while I was driving, dog. I promise you not. And this was a time in my life when I was 15 years old. And here's a great story. 15 years old.
Okay.
I would go to the quinceañeras all super dressed, and after I come out, my car wouldn't start because the starter would get locked. So I had to put up the trunk and I had to bring.
I already knew it.
And then I would turn. And then I didn't have a CD player or anything, so I went to Goodwill and I bought a PlayStation, like small PlayStation Mini that they had out there. I connected the RC cables in it, and I had it, and I would put the music, and I would put, you know how in PlayStation, the little ones, or any PlayStation, when you would put the music, you could leave like the little sound waves. Yeah. So I thought I was the coolest with the sound waves and my car, and it wouldn't work.
Goodness.
Mazda 626.
I'll tell you what, I had a Civic, to get off the topic and go to the next watch. You guys probably want to talk about watches. But I did have a Civic, all right, with a passenger seat that was a bucket, all right? And whenever it rained,
like an actual bucket?
Yeah, like a Home Depot. No.
Oh, it was a bucket.
Home Depot bucket.
Got it.
Like, that's what you got. Like, it was full race car. If you want to chill with me, you're sitting in the bucket, you're sitting on the floor. Like, whatever you want. And if I step on it, move the bucket, sit down, and hold it. The windshield wipers, we used to have to tie a rope from one side to the other. And we used to swing it. Fing, fing. And I would pull it, boom, and my brother would pull it the other way. And we had no AC, so we had to wipe down the front glass. Like, when it, oh, man, that was...
this is why I celebrate life now.
Yeah.
Because I've been there.
Yeah.
People think, hey, you just got the money, but it's like, hey, man, I used to be my Mazda 626. Bing, 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 bing. Coming out, bro.
You had AC, though?
No AC, no. I had the windows down. But the worst part was every time that I needed it to work, right? Because I was like, damn, there goes the hottest girl in school. I needed it to work. It wouldn't work, bro.
Yeah, no, that's
and then when it's like I didn't need it to work because it was like hanging out with the homies, it would work.
Fire right up.
I'm hanging out with the homies, it's working perfect. I need to go on a date, the car won't start.
There was definitely a girl car. She was a female car.
She was.
Facts.
I didn't get along with her.
Crazy. All right.
This next watch we have, it's another collaboration. Seiko Tokyo Athletics 2025 Speedtimer. Limited edition.
I like that watch.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's nice.
I have a question for you, right? Because I know some of our viewers might say, well, the thing about the Speedtimer is that it looks too much like the Daytona. Like, am I going to be criticized that I'm wearing something else at Daytona? What do you have to say about that?
I mean, listen, how many ways can you design a circle? Like, it's true. There's different ways to design it, but I mean, it's a design that works. It's something that doesn't look identical to a Daytona. There's definitely some difference, but just the way that the sub-dials and certain things were set up on that make it look like that. But I don't see, it's like, I'm not gonna be sitting down somewhere and they're gonna be like, oh, nice Rolex, nice Daytona. No, they're gonna know it's a Seiko. Yeah. So there's a resemblance, but it's not. So I hear what people say. They definitely do say it a lot. But it doesn't change the love that I have for this model.
So on this specific model, Seiko was celebrating the 2025 World Athletics Championship in Tokyo with the Speedtimer. Again, 41.4 millimeters stainless steel case, 13 millimeter thick sapphire crystal, 100 millimeter water resistance. Once again, a big watch. A direct nod to Seiko's role as the official timekeeper. I like the dial on this because when the light hits it, it gets color.
Yeah.
I saw this watch in person.
I did too.
And I generally at first, actually I think we saw it together.
We saw it together.
I generally thought it was like a purple color at first, and then
Yep.
the light really reflects on this really good. And this was limited to 6,000 pieces.
Yeah.
I have another question for you.
Talk to me.
Limited pieces. What is really considered limited? And I say this because here's the thing, right? When somebody says, I got a limited watch that's one of 6,000 pieces.
Okay.
That's really great when you're discussing a watch that is so hot that people are running it out.
True.
Right? Because the company can say, oh, I have a limited watch, but if people don't value it as a limited watch, it really doesn't matter because the market flow of that watch doesn't get sold out, so they're always available. So you don't have this master limited piece.
No.
To me, like one of the things I love about, even some of the Timex that like you gave me a beautiful Timex for Christmas, that was one of 250.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, when I think about just the U.S. territory where Timex probably sells, God knows how many millions of watches, 250, that's like less than my graduating class.
Yep.
So that is like, okay, that's rare. I have one out of 250 in a watch that, probably that sold out, wasn't around anymore. But when you're up in the 2,500s, or in the thousands, I always say, okay, it really all depends on the watch and the desirability of that watch.
Yeah, of course.
Because if not, this watch is limited to 6,000 pieces, and you and I have seen it at least at 3 stores.
Yeah, but is it limited to the U.S. or 6,000 pieces in the U.S. or 6,000 pieces worldwide?
Well, but that's what I'm saying. They're never going to release that, and the problem is that you see in it, so that means there's not.
It's not. There's
not. So I think when you guys are trying to buy a limited watch, the one thing that I would really do is the research on like
the total
how
pieces.
Desirable. Well, even more than the totals, how desirable the watch really is.
Yeah.
So to understand how rare the piece is, right? Because the rarity is by the desire of people having it and not letting it go. Because if, unless it's one of one, but that's the same thing. It's like because you have something that nobody else is going to have. But if you have a watch that's not selling, even if it has 6,000 pieces, it just means that when you go out later and be like, oh, this is limited. No, like a bunch of people might have it and it's available. You're going to be walking down the store with a limited watch and it's in every store in the mall.
Yeah, I agree with that. So limited.
You got to compare it to, you got to figure out. And again, no one really knows if these companies, if it's limited or not. Unless it says it on the watch, it's kind of hard.
I agree.
Now, we talked about this watch on our chat the other day, this next one. And this is a collaboration with what I think is one of the most iconic movies of all time. If not the most iconic shark movie of all time.
Yeah.
Jaws.
I've watched
it. It's the 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary, imagine that.
50th anniversary.
This released, what do you think about this watch?
Again, how you just finished saying, limited to 5,000 pieces. It's a cool watch. I like what they did with the dial. Mm-hmm. That's definitely super cool. But I have to say that this isn't one that I would run out to get. Well, it doesn't speak to me.
Again, to my point about the massive amount of collaborations Seiko does.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have a moment to build into, and I get it, they're a mass market company, right? But you don't get a chance to build into the story to say, man, I really want this.
That's true.
Now, again, my other problem with this watch is that they didn't follow any of the trends.
No, they didn't.
Timex, and we'll make a video just about my love for Timex as well, because I love Seiko, but I think Timex does their collaborations and they're dropping in a way that is really dope. I gotta talk to that. Okay, I gotta talk about my sneaky.
I'm gonna sit out for that video, guys. I'm not gonna cheat on my Seiko.
But
no, just
we are talking about Seiko.
I'll be there with you. I'll be there with you.
We are talking about Seiko. This was 45 millimeter, bro.
That's another reason why I'm like, I'm not.
This thing is massive. Who's wearing a 45 millimeter watch in today's watch culture? Who? I just want to know. Unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're not wearing a 45 millimeter watch.
Yeah, no.
And even Arnold might be saying like, yo, this is not
Back in the day, again, Invicta, remember when they had the big watches and they were super,
but
super
brother,
cool.
you're talking about 10
But
years
yeah,
ago, bro.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not wear the watch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't very much less buy the watch. It's cool. It's you know, automatic. It has the power reserve. It has everything that you want in a watch. If you like a big watch and you're a Jaws freak, it's the watch for you. Me personally, I wouldn't even consider.
I think at one of our videos we should try to reach out to Seiko and see if one of their marketing people would be willing to talk to us. And I only say this because we love the brand so much, and I would love to ask the strategy behind their marketing. Only because I feel like these bigger watches are for, you know, an Asian market where people are heavy collectors of the monster model.
Yeah.
You already are used to the big watches. Because for the US territory, I don't see 45mm working, no matter if it has Jaws or it has the new coming of Star Wars. I just don't see it work.
I believe that if Seiko were to get in contact with us and we were to sit down with them and we were to help them design their next couple of watches, their sales would quadruple.
I agree.
Quadruple, 100%.
So that's the perfect time in this video for you guys to subscribe, like, and comment. Please comment. Tell us what questions you would like answered about Seikos, what you think our collaboration should be about, and most importantly, what you want us to keep talking. Our goal here, not only to talk about our passion, but also answer your questions and share with you some knowledge, some experience, and just some good old fun about the things that we love. So subscribe, like, and comment. And thank you for watching another episode of 0 to 60. And before we go, out of all the collaborations, which one was your favorite?
I'm gonna have to say the D.
The D?
The Seiko. D.
Okay. I'm just saying he said the D.
Okay, let
No explanation needed before we get out of here.
What about you?
I like the Shohei Ohtani collaboration, right? The color, again, I love blue. If you follow us on our page on Instagram, 0 to 60 & Co, you will see my love for anything blue on a watch, especially on the dial or on the bezel. So to me, this is the best out of the things that they dropped. Plus the fact that it has his signature, plus the fact that you're talking about one of the best Japanese players of all time. So shout out to Seiko. Thanks again for hanging out.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of 0 to 60.